So you
Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. So good evening, everyone. And you're all very welcome to the NCDMB Energy 2023 Accelerator Program. My name is Ajuma Ataguba, and I'm the Managing Director of the Founder Institute Abuja. And we're running this program in partnership with NCDMB. We've had a lot of information and promotion being put out there already, and we're grateful to NCDMB for rising up to the challenge to innovate in the energy sector. All of us know the challenges we have as in this country in concerning light energy, and we're looking at helping to chart the path, for achieving carbon neutrality by 2060. And so it's a delight to have you all here, all as innovators, to begin to mine those ideas. So welcome once again. On the team with me are co-directors and office support programming staff who will also introduce themselves. But we would like to have all cameras on. This is our first time meeting you, so we had sent the message in your chat box. We need to identify who is behind the camera, and that's the protocol. So we'll just pause for 1 minute to allow you all to put on your cameras. Yes, we're going to get to introductions anyway. So, but we need to see the faces. So there's Adepeju. Adekunle, please turn on your camera. Martin, Musa, Rashid, Samson. There's someone called Hi. Please, can you rename yourself? Okay, Onyeka, Charles, Victor, Jubril, you have a mask on your profile. Please, we need to see who you are. That's the protocol, or we send you to the waiting room until you're able to do that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please, we need to see the faces, and we're also going to take a profile shot for day 1, which is the orientation session. So who is Hi? H-I. We need to know who you are, your name. Please rename yourself properly. We don't have you on record as Hi. We also are looking at Alkali Abba Ali, and we're also seeing Cordy, C-O-R-D-Y, please rename yourself. We also see VIP Alozie, rename yourself to the name that you're registered with for the program. If not, we'll send you to the waiting room. And please turn on your camera. We also have Afwin NG. We don't know who that is. All right, so we'll go on with the introductions. So I'll call on the team at Founder Institute Abuja to quickly introduce themselves. Mr. Shegun, please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? My name is Shegun Obake. I'm a director with the FI Abuja. You've seen me here every session, and I'll be on with you throughout. It's nice having you guys on board, and I hope we have a very fruitful time together. Thank you, and welcome to the NCDMB Energy Course.
Thank you for that introduction. Catherine, yes, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Catherine. I'm the Program Associate for the Founder Institute of Abuja. So glad to have you here and good to be here as well. Thank you.
You're all very welcome once again. And so that's who we are at this end. And we'll, as the program goes on, we are going to have more and more interactions with us, and we get to know each other better. So we're going to go around to founder introductions immediately. And so Mr. Shegun will be moderating that.
Okay, so let's quickly move on to the next item, which is founder introduction. There are 53 of us, so we won't be able to take every single founder here. So we're going to be taking 17 people, and I'll be calling out your names. We have just 30 minutes for this, so I'll probably be giving you 2 minutes. I'll be timing you. So this is a time where you really need to be up in your game. Tell me who you are. That's your name, what your company is, and why are you here. Simple. Do we get that? Give me a thumbs up on the chat if you get that. Give me a thumbs up on the chat if you get that. Your name, your company, and why you're here. So I say my name is Shegun, my company is XYZ, and I'm here to do this, to learn about this, to do this. That should take you less than 2 minutes. So, are we ready? El Nathan, are you here?
30 seconds.
You have just 30 seconds. El Nathan, are you here? You unmute your mic and you speak. Is El Nathan there? Okay. So, Bashir Umar Shehu, are you here? Is he here? Bashir, that's why you all need to rename yourself with the names you registered with, please. Okay. So, Ekele Augustine. Ekele Augustine. I don't think this should be here.
This guy, please.
Ekele Augustine, are you there? Okay, it's not there. Now, before we continue, I'm going to be doing something right now. I see certain names displayed here that are not names that we're familiar with. I see someone with 23480. You're going to be sent to the waiting room right now. Rename yourself and then you'll be readmitted. Who else is there? HI, hi. You're going to be sent to the waiting room until you rename yourself and then you'll be brought back in. So you rename yourself. Okay. Then I'm seeing OWODO, or Wodo, I don't know how to pronounce that. Rename yourself properly and then you'll be readmitted. Okay, so who else do we have? Ekele? Okay, what about Kristen Efone? Kristen?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Okay, so you send the chat. Tell me who you are, your name. It's on the chat, and your time starts now. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, your time starts now.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Christian Efone. I'm the founder of Price Nigeria Limited. We're a company duly incorporated in Nigeria as a limited liability company. And my company, we are developing a pipeline vandalism solution to help companies that make use of pipelines for conveying petroleum products reduce commercial losses arising from pipeline vandalization. And we are leveraging on an automated system that makes use of artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. Why I'm here today is to be among the front runners that we want to revolutionize the energy industry in Africa. And I'm here today so that I can learn the basics of what it will be required of me to take me to that point where we want to change the energy mix of Africa. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Christian. You did that within 1 minute. Okay, so moving on to the next person. Ezekiel Adamu. Is Ezekiel Adamu here? Ezekiel Adamu. Ezekiel Adamu isn't here. Okay, back to Augustine Ekele. I see you're here now. Augustine Ekele, unmute and speak. 1 minute introduction of yourself. Ekele Augustine, I see you here. Okay, we'll move on. Ezekiel Adamu. Okay. Bunakaye Japhet. Bunakaye Japhet. Ekele Augustine, I see your hands raised up. Why can't you unmute and speak? Why can't you unmute and speak?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I am Dr. Bunakaye Japhet.
Okay, so go ahead.
Founder
Your
of
time starts now.
Feasibility Giant Company Limited. Then we are into developing software that could enable stakeholders in the oil and gas industry design their artifacts at workplace. And we are also creating the software, integrating it to the point where it can allow to monitor for pilfering of critical assets in the oil and gas industry. That's what we are building to. Hello?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So we are here to showcase that and then working with NCDMB to see how it will become a workable software in the oil and gas industry. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. So let's move on to the next person we've got listed. Emeka Ugweze. Emeka Ugweze.
Okay.
Is Emeka Ugweze there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, is that Emeka Ugweze?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, what I see here is Emeka Nelson. So you rename yourself.
Okay. It's actually
Okay. Okay, so go on, speak.
Okay, my name is Emeka Nelson Ngweze. I'm a co-founder of Orange and Electric Limited, a fellow company that's incorporated in Nigeria. Yeah. So, what are we working on? We're working on an idea, a solution, because we found out we can actually transform plastic into goods, something like a exterior decorative materials like tiles. We want to start making a pavement tiles and a marble-like product, including a pavement block. So we've already tested our materials. So what we're actually doing currently is we're actually trying to expand to mass produce. So we found that we can have the need for us to be able to achieve our goal through expansion, the right training, and also have the right connection. So that's why we are here.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, Olufolahon Emmanuel Teller, are you there? Olufolahon Emmanuel Teller. Olufolahon Emmanuel Teller, unmute and speak. Are you ready? Olufolahon, okay, he's not there. Godwin Uzede. Godwin Uzede. Okay. Ekele Augustine, are you ready to speak? Unmute if you're ready to speak.
Yes, I'm ready to speak.
Okay, so go ahead. Your time starts
I'm
now.
sorry, I couldn't unmute myself before, so I have to leave the meeting and come back again. So
Okay.
I'm Ekele Augustine. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Rapid Medicare. And Rapid Medicare is a telemedicine company that is duly registered or incorporated in Nigeria. And it is a platform, an online platform that allows you to find a doctor or pharmacist that fits your need fast, so you can get the treatment you need anytime, anywhere. Concisely, it's a platform where you can, one, find the perfect doctor for your health need, two, buy medicine online from verified pharmacy near you, and three, keep your patient health record unified and securely stored in cloud. Details from patient consultation with the doctor, drug prescription, drug order, test, allergy, refills. These are all end-to-end encrypted for patient privacy and safety, and reference could be made to them in subsequent consultation. You can continue to visit any doctor anywhere, and they will always have access to your health record. We are looking at accomplishing great stuff on this Founder Institute. One is that we're looking at...
Your time is up. You had 1 minute, and your 1 minute was up. So we'll move on to the next.
Can you hear me, please?
30 seconds.
Your time was
Hello?
up, so I've muted you. Your time was up, so I've muted you. Thank you. Okay, so God's will.
Hello?
You have been muted, Ekele. Ekele, you've been muted, so don't worry. Your time was up. God's will, Ofualagba. God's will, Ofualagba. Are you there? God's will, Ofualagba. Are you there? Okay. So next person, Musa Jubril. Musa Jubril.
Okay, good evening.
Okay, great. So are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So start.
Okay, good evening. I'm Musa Jubair, a co-founder at Amazon 360 Limited. Basically, we're into sustainable and renewable energy. Our primary goals are to, should I say, we're into carbon emission. We're into noise and then taking away noise pollution. So we are trying to focus on enabling the common man because achieve or ascertain clean and pure energy as using the likes of the PV, the batteries and the inverter, which has been common in our immediate environment. We're also looking forward to empowering a lot of healthcare facilities in Nigeria, basically, because the healthcare facilities in Nigeria are actually a major concern right now to us. They have been, should I say?
Great, Jubril, your time is up. Your time is up, thank you. So move on, we have Margaya, are you there? Is Margaya there? Miagaya. Okay, best. You're having mic issues. Okay, so James Oyebuchi. James Oyebuchi, are you there? James Oyebuchi. Okay, Charles Victor. Charles Victor. I see you here.
I'm ready.
Okay, great. Your time starts now.
My name is Charles Victor. I am actually one of the founders of Rosa Peters Company Nigeria. What we are actually looking into is how to make domestic cooking to be easier using concentrated solar power in such a way that your cooking in the kitchen and for industrial purposes will no longer be by electricity or by fuel, but rather by solar thermal power. That's exactly what we are looking at. Now, what we really need from Founders Institute is the cooperation, is for us to be able to build our team. We need team that we put together the MVP, the product. That is exactly what we are looking for. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Charles. So move on to the next person. Rebecca Amo. Rebecca Amo. Are you there? Okay, Rebecca.
Okay, I'm here.
How are you?
Good afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very fine. Good afternoon,
your time
everyone.
starts now.
Okay, my name is Rebecca Amo. I'm co-founder of Africa Wealth Initiative. Africa Wealth Initiative works to improve the livelihood of Africa's smallholder farmers and rural communities, leveraging technology and eco-friendly solutions to improve the agricultural value chain. Currently, we are working, and through this program, we hope to be able to bring about carbon neutralization in our rural communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. So move on now. Paul Ojimadu. Paul Ojimadu. Aminu, I see your hands up. I'll come back to you. Paul Ojimadu.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Paul. Go ahead. Are you ready?
Yeah, good evening, all. My name is Ojimadu Paul. I'm the founder of All Cycle. We are actually recycling and renewable energy startup. So we're here to actually leverage on all Founders Institute has to put on the table for us to upscale subsequently. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. That was simple, brief, you guys. Okay, so I'll go back now to some of those that were absent. Okay, I still don't see them here. Do we have some time? Ola Abraham is there?
Ola Abraham is here.
Okay, great, sir.
Am I ready to go?
Yes, you're ready to go. Your time starts now.
Okay, my name is Ola Abraham, and I'm working on a hardware called Perfume, which is personal fuel meter. Now, this is a 149 trillion naira market, which, goes to a waste, so to speak. And my job is to reduce that waste and to put money back in the pocket of my clients. I'm here to get through prototyping to MVP and to hit the market. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Next is Godwin Ofualagba. Are you ready now? Are you back in?
Yeah.
Okay,
Good
great.
evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
I am Godwin Ofualagba of Renactix Engineering Solutions. We are working, I'm co-founder of Renactix Engineering Solutions. We are working on a pressurized water micro turbine generator. Simply put, it's a water generator that works by water. We're trying to look at how we cover the gaps of other renewable energy products, be it solar, wind, other energy products that depend solely on storage. And some storage is at times gives challenges, but with water that is abundantly available, most especially in Nigeria, we believe that we could have a product can run continuously. That is what we're trying to help us to use NCDMB as well as help for the acceleration program from Founders Institute to see that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so since I seem not to find those I want here, I think I'm assuming that Aminu and Virginia are bold enough to come out. So let me start with Aminu. Okay, so introduce yourself.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Time starts now.
I am Aminu Ajuji, founder and chief executive officer of Carbon Mob Limited, a startup tech company that we are focusing on carbon emission solutions, carbon neutrality, carbon credit, carbon footprint management solutions from fossil fuels. This is what we are focusing on, in line with the United Nations Convention of Climate Change to bring solutions to climate change and global warming. Thank you.
Thank you. That was simple. Great. So Virginia Aluzie.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am Virginia, founder of Tavik Oil Limited.
Virginia, I don't see you up. I don't see your camera on. Okay, great. Go on.
My name is Virginia Alokwe. I'm co-founder of Tavik Oil Limited, an energy company. We are working on energy, that is making sure that people use gas instead of charcoal and firewood, because cutting down wood makes our forests to be deforested, and then that is a part of the reason why we have this global warming and climate change. We are also looking into biogas, which will further help to improve the stability and sustainability of our environment. That is basically what it's all about. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to just random select one person to do this. Tony Yusuf. Tony Yusuf, yes. Okay, I'm selecting you. Just so introduce yourself. You know what to do. 1 minute starts now.
Okay. Yes. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tony Yusuf. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go on.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go on.
My name is Tony Yusuf. I'm the founder and CEO of Marketers Energy and Energy Efficiency Limited. So we are into we into design and installation of clean, reliable, and affordable solar home systems, energy auditing, and energy efficient products and services. I'm here to learn and how to, and also to take smart action and successful ones on running and structuring my renewable energy business for maximum impact and sustainable profit for my business, for our environment, for the people and the planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Toyin. That was great. We'll be moving on to the next session, but before we do that, let's get certain things straight. It's important that we put our cameras on. I'm aware that for some reason, some of us might be in certain places that might not be comfortable, but it doesn't matter. You know, if you're outside, so long as you're anywhere, please, we need to understand this. And two, be ready to present at any time during this cohort. And also, you could always mute your mic, then unmute when you're ready to talk. You'll notice that my video is stuttering, but still, I'm up. So please, let's always make all of that ready. It's good we get to where we need to be ready for this session on time. But if for any reason you can't, it doesn't stop you from being in, displaying your camera. For instance, I'm seeing Fatima Zara Yusuf. She's probably where she doesn't want to be, but she has her camera on. I'm seeing Oyeka. It's probably where he doesn't want to be. You could use your background. Please, let's be creative. Let's get Aminu. I see you and you're driving, even though I won't let you drive while you're presenting. But I mean, it's in the car. So please, let's get our cameras on. It doesn't matter where you are. Just get your camera on. It's good we interact and we are able to speak to ourselves. So I'll hand over to Lady A to take the next session.
All right. We're going into the orientation proper. Thank you for the introductions and nice meeting you all once again. And so we're going to share what this is all about. I know that on the WhatsApp group, you know, questions here and there, but some of you'll get some answers. And also as you engage with us during the office hours this week, then you can learn more. So we're here to help manage, share our expectations about, you know, the program and also manage your expectations. So Founder Institute is the world's largest pre-seed accelerator. And as you already know, we're here to help you commercialize your business through a network of resources, you know, that we have. And so this is part of the team running the accelerator. And we have a pool of mentors that will be guiding you and providing critical feedback, you know, whilst you're on this journey. Our mentors are both local and international. So mentors can come from anywhere in the world. And so Founder Institute Abuja has over 150 mentors. Our mentors are CEOs, entrepreneurs, angel investors, VCs, technology experts who have succeeded in their different businesses and will bring that perspective to bear whilst they're helping you, providing the feedback. A common parlance in our Nigerian lingo, or a common lingo we have, is follow who know road. Follow who know road. So there are some paths you don't want to tread because you already have a mentor, someone who has been down that way and has had their experience. And so that's the beauty of this program. The transformation happens in your ability to engage mentors during the office hours. Yes, we'll be having these weekly sessions, but they are the, you know, just very short interactions. But it's within the office hours that, you know, the mentors can help dive deeper into your work. So would like to introduce our partner, NCDMB, who magnanimously is sponsoring this accelerator, which is our 5th accelerator in Founder Institute, Abuja. And we all know NCDMB is called the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. And as a result of the Nigerian oil and gas industry bill that was signed into law, that was 2010, NCDMB, was given the core mandate to implement the development of local capacity, through the adoption of technology and innovation. And so a key arm, that drives this initiative is the Technology Innovation and Incubation Center, which is based in their headquarters in Bayelsa. And so NCDMB, agreed that we have some of their incubates who have been on this program. We have 14 of them who have been on this program for about 24 months. So this program is for them, and they magnanimously agreed that we can expand the net and grant fellowship to other startups, other innovators who have, ideas in the energy sector. So thank you for this opportunity. Typically, to attend the Founder Institute, you have to pay for it. So this is free, courtesy NCDMB. So in addition to the 14 who are from the incubation center, we have, an additional 34 who is joining to make us 46, yes, joining us to make us 50. So welcome, and we say thank you to the partner. We'll give opportunity to NCDMB when we're through with the information. I recognize them properly, and they can also share, their thoughts behind why they, decided to, take on these initiatives. And so we have other partners. Some of them are VC partners. Some of them are own venture labs. Some are also in business development. Most of them help build the capacity of startups. We have the global partners, and you're able to access up to, they all put together, all the different partners. There are all kinds of perks that can help you with your work. Google, AWS, you need Google credits and all of that for your work, Dell, all kinds. You have access to them by, reason of being on this program. Some you pay a little something, some are free, and you can deploy them for use, as you build your business. And so more partners, more partners, more partners, more partners. So FI is here to help you. We've already taken your introductions. Well, we couldn't go around all 50 of you, but we'll get to know each other better as we engage behind, closed doors virtually during the office hours. So what's our vision and purpose? At Founder Institute, we believe that, great entrepreneurs are everywhere, can be found everywhere, but they need help. And we believe that entrepreneurs are the ones who have, preferred solutions to the problems in the world. So everybody knows that we have energy problems in Nigeria. And we need entrepreneurs that will solve that problem for us. You have shared some of your ideas, and we see that this will prefer solutions. However, challenge with most entrepreneurs is they lack feedback and structure, especially at the very early stages. And if you heard my introduction about Founder Institute, I said we are the world's largest pre-seed, before you start earning money. That's where we come in to help you. Our case, in this part of the world is, particularly even more challenging. And so we're happy to help. And so through our accelerator, we help you, like I said, at the prestige and help you move quickly, so that you know what to do next and so that you build fundable global businesses. So we want to work with innovators who have a world view to go global. So our model is to help you start locally, but with a view to building a fundable global business. So that is our design. And as you go through the program, as you are being immersed, our template is tailored in that direction, but you start locally. So this is the #1 place in the world if you want to build a fundable company. We have over 6,600 plus alumni, and you get to be an alumni for going through this program successfully. And our alumni has raised over $1.75 billion from investors. And portfolio value is put at about $35 billion globally. We're in 100 plus countries. We have over 25,000 mentors and leaders. And Founder Institute Abuja alone, we have over 150 mentors. So it's for you to pick and choose. And typically at this stage of your business, engaging consultants or the mentors of that caliber or finding them to, help you back your work. It's not that easy. So you want to leverage on that and take advantage. So we have it's a global ecosystem. So what you're coming into is a network that plugs you in to leverage, with startups, mentors, globally. And the starting point is the core program. And this is the core program, which runs for the next 15 weeks. At the end of the core program, you become an alumni of Founder Institute. You can also become a mentor. We have some of our alumni already, mentors. And if you want, you can become a local leader, support in running an accelerator, or you can also become an investor and fund the next founders once you are also, doing well or well established. So this is where we start from, with the core program, building startups. And after that, you migrate to what we call the Founder Lab, which is purely for fundraising. And we have another research, which is the FI Venture Network, with VCs. And you can have access to being connected to them. And we also have an accelerator lab where all leaders go through this accelerator lab. So for us to do what we're doing, helping to operate this system, the Founder Institute system in Nigeria, we have all been through the accelerator lab, and it's only for those who succeed, then you qualify to help HQ run the program. Then we also have what is called the VC lab, which is another accelerator lab to help new fund managers launch funds, to support the startups that, are graduating from Founder Institute accelerator core programs around the world. So this is how we are set up. Very, very robust. So it's your call to take advantage and leverage on all of the opportunity that is in here. So like I said, we're starting with the core program. And so our typical founder or applicants at the pre-seed stage are usually those with ideas. Someone has an idea, you know, and that startup or founder might still even be in employment, transiting, you know, but you have an idea and you want to validate that idea and, you know, turn it into, you know, that's one of the profiles of founders we have. Others are those who, you know, are already, you know, working on that idea. They have a team and they're testing and they like to test their prototype and, you know, also the MVP. That's another profile. And then another profile of founders we have in the program are those who already have a live product with customers and with a little revenue. So this is home for these three categories of applicants. So typically we have the launch track and the growth track, but we're placing everyone on the launch track based on certain metrics. We'll share with that with you through the group. Founder Institute is intense, very, very intense. And so there's a lot to learn and a lot to also unlearn because of the foundations of how we start our businesses here in Nigeria. Most times we jump on the plane, I will say, and start building a product without validating the idea or that solution. Okay, so a lot of unlearning needs to be done. So we're asking that you have an open mind, look at your sprints, all the work you're going to get, and take feedback from your mentors, and you know, you learn to quickly be amenable. Yeah, be amenable. That's all I can say, because entrepreneurship is not for the lily-livered. It's tough. It's a very tough road. Yes, and it could also be lonely, but with the support of mentors, you know, the rough path, you know, at the initial stage, you know, you have some comfort, you know, but it's still very, very, very rough. And like I always say to founders, you need to have what is called fluid intelligence. As an entrepreneur, you are thinking on your feet, because things can change rapidly, you know, and you need to take decisions quickly. And so Founder Institute helps to put you through those kinds of experiences that will say kind of disrupting you, because you are also, don't forget that your solution is also going to disrupt, is also a disruptor. So you also need to get a feel and learn, you know, what it means to disrupt or how to disrupt and quickly move on. So this is what our roadmap looks like. We already talked about the core program, which is what we're starting with today. It's 4 months of 15-week sessions, and you go through the validation of your idea and build a team, you know, co-founders, and then you also get to learn about go-to-market strategy. We also throw in traction and, you know, hopefully some funding for those who are able to. So at this point, I'd like you to take one thing home. Focus on gaining traction during the next 4 months. Sales. Most of the work we're going to give you here, they are not theoretical, they are practical. So you need to bring in some good sales. That is what investors are looking for, traction, good sales. When once that idea is, and you can find customers for them to pay the right price, then you drive the sales for it. You need to hit the road running. You are building technology companies, so you need to be everywhere on social media. We have a session for branding and branding. You have to brand that business and sell sell as quickly as you can to gain traction, and master the art of sales and marketing. So I believe everyone has a LinkedIn account at the list. We've shared the links for the chapter. Follow us. Begin to get accustomed to social media. We're on Facebook, follow us there. We're on Instagram, follow us. Follow us. Create your profiles. Create your business profiles from the get-go. We're having a session, but it's down the line. But from now on, start. And most of our engagement is on LinkedIn. That is where the professionals are. That is where the investors are. Anyone who wants to take your business, you find them on LinkedIn. For sales, Instagram. For Facebook, you tell the stories, you engage the customers. So a lot is happening. This is the tech world now. Okay. So please take note of this information. Traction. I want to see traction from founders. And after the core program, as an alumni, you get to go to our founder lab for free. And it's another accelerator for which we have, it runs 3 times a year. This is being administered directly, by the support, the leaders in Silicon Valley. And it helps you to get a lead investor for your seed round within that, the time of that program. Now, you can also find a lead investor even during the scope program. But like I said, traction. Most of the investors, our mentors who come in here are also looking for portfolios, to back at an early stage. So you can get a lead investor even during the core program. But if you do not, and you need to fundraise, the funding lab is available for you to access as an alumni. As a matter of fact, talking about lead investors, today we have one of our notable mentors who is owns a VC firm. He funded one of our startups, that's Green Tech, and the startup is Sharp. Yeah, so actually we're supposed to be at that event, but he's launching a book. I think I'll share the link of the book, the information about it. He's launching a book today in Abuja for the startup ecosystem, and also it's happening at the hub that belongs to our alumni. So those kinds of relationships exist and not just other mentors too, who are VCs that have invested in alumni. So this is serious business, and that's what our roadmap looks like. And so we also have the FI Venture Network. So it's the exclusive pre-seed network that we have, and you can get matched to investors on a global level. I hope this is not freezing. Okay. Yes, so let's move on to what the program structure looks like. Well, we've had enough time, thus far, and I'm sure a lot of you have interacted with have been interacting with your dashboard. So in the next 14, 15 weeks, you'll be getting weekly feedback sessions. And this happens during the weekly orientation programs, weekly sessions that we have, where the mentors will make short presentations and speak to the topic from their experience. And then you will also have weekly growth sprints or company building work. These are tasks and assignments which you're expected to do. And then, of course, the weekly feedback will check, your directors will check your work for completion, and mentors will continuously give you feedback on your work during office hours, during office hours. So the mentors are busy and they all schedule office hours. So you need to book office hours with them. So what happens during the feedback sessions? Like I already said, virtual and in-person sessions. So you check your founder dashboard for these available sessions. We have already set up sessions for this week, you know, to engage with you and, you know, for questions that if we don't cover everything here and you still need to ask more questions, we're available on office hours already. Starting tomorrow, my first session starts at 11. So hot seats pitch. This is pitching for feedback. We have we call it hot seats during each week. During the sessions, you're given the opportunity to pitch. So you're going to learn how to pitch for 1 week, 1 minute, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes through this program. Why is that? The pitch helps you. You need to be able to describe your business as quickly as possible in the shortest possible time, depending on the circumstance you find yourself, if you encounter an investor. And that is why we teach you, because that is what will open the door. So starting with the 1 minute pitch, that's what will open the door for further conversation and invitation to share further information. By the time you gauge that you get their interest, then they can ask you for a pitch deck and, you know, a business plan. So that's how it works. So this week, starting from this week, your assignment has a pitch, a 1 minute pitch, and for the next three sessions, you'll be pitching, you'll be doing those assignments all through. But for the next 3 sessions, it's a 1 minute pitch. You need to master that. Okay, there are lots of resources in your back end on how to do that, and we're here to help as well. And then, of course, during the sessions are the mentor presentations, and during the sessions as well, you have the Q&A, you know, which happens. And still on program structure, the growth sprints, which are the company building work, these are weekly deliverables. So like I said, it's not theoretical work, but more of practical work. So you need to plan, yes, for at least 20 hours in a week and commit yourself to doing this work. So you are building your company, you are building your business, you're building your startup. We're not here to teach you or share case studies of other, no, you're building. So you need to commit 20 hours of your time at least to build this company. And of course, we'll be giving you feedback on what's your startup on all of that work. And we have what is called epic sprints, which, you know, we can issue if we see that the work, your work is weak. And it's just to help you fix any weak area that we see in your work. And also you have access to our network, the mentor office hours, like which I've talked about, director office hours. We have the global events, which you've already started attending, and also some of the exclusive network only, you know, events available to, you know, founders that are registered, you know, in the program. Yeah. So I hope you're soaking in all the information and noting down, so that when we come to Q&A, you can ask some questions. So this is an alumni from FI in Silicon Valley, and, you know, this is his own experience. And he said, how far we move the needle every week was tremendous. And so this is what I'm telling you about. Being intentional about gaining traction as quickly as possible. And I said, from building a go-to-market or refining our pitch deck, you start to understand how all of these pieces come together and what it really takes to build a company. I also pray that this will be your experience as you go through the program. This is Khalil who was in our first cohort. I just spoke, he's the founder of Sharp, and Khalil gained enough traction, courtesy of the program, sufficient enough to attract $150,000 in funding from Green Tech, a VC firm founded by an FI mentor. This is still Khalil blazing the trail. He won, I think, $8,000 at GITEX startup. I was in Dubai last year. He was one Nigerian that made us proud at that. He's an FI alumni. This is Abdullahi, and Abdullahi has an EdTech solution. And since coming through FI and tweaking and iterating, he has gained over $200,000 in earnings in a short while. Yes, and this is Hafiz. My company has over 370 plus customers and generated 11.5 million revenue with over 20 monthly subscribers. This happened during the program. Then this is Sudhir, that's all, he's Indian, also our alumni, and he says, my company has successfully gained traction via the FI program through efficient bootstrapping, granting us exponential financial growth and business upscaling. So Khalil is also one of our mentors, now also one of our mentors, and he does not have the need to raise money because he's bootstrapping and earning to good revenue to sustain the business for now. And when it's time for major expansion, then he will raise money. So all of that kind of knowledge you get and understand how to build your business or your company better. Because a lot of times you ask entrepreneurs, what's your challenge? And you get answers like, oh, capital. Not always. Yeah. So here are some of the portfolio companies that we have. FI Nigeria, all over. We have over 100 plus companies now, startups, have been through our program. These are just a few. We have their logos here in different sectors. So, but this is our first vertical, which is energy, for energy startups alone. Yes. So you're first of a kind for us in this program. So what do we expect that you will accomplish? What do we expect that you will accomplish? I've talked about the pitches. So on the left side, these are the no's. Blunt pitch, too short, general idea, no customers, stalled on revenue, overwhelmed with fundraising. No. Rather, you expect to accomplish what? Concise, compelling investor pitches. Like I said, you are going to learn and master the art of pitching, how to pitch to investors. Now, customer validated prototype. A go-to-market plan. Then you revise your revenue streams. Then the initial steps, you are going to learn about the initial steps for investor outreach and hitting fundraising milestones. So those are the things you're going to look out to accomplish. This session is being recorded, so you can play it back later, and we'll also share the slide with you. So what are the program requirements? What do we expect from you? You attend what? All sessions. If it requires that you need to take a break from the office, if you're still in employment, or even if you're in full-time, working on your business full-time, you need to, commit more time. You need to attend all sessions, and you need to complete all growth sprints. This is your company building work. We've already given you an idea of how much time you'll be spending on that. It's not last minute. It's not work that you can do last minute. 20 hours. We're also going to teach you how to plan your time. Plan your time with your work. You're going to learn all of that and how to, set up your calendars properly, to help you accomplish the work that you need to. So you're going to have to, if you've not incorporated your company already, you will have to incorporate your company, because we graduate companies We don't graduate business names, yes, because investors back companies, not business names. And if you need to incorporate as a Delaware C corporation or a local equivalent, fine. If your model, is such that you need to start earning money, selling, across the globe, yeah, you need that. That is also possible. We have legal partners, who help with that. You must score minimum ratings on your pitch. So you are being scored, you are being rated, and then you also need to sign what we call the warrant, which is an equity collective, which we'll talk more about this later. We've already started talking about it at the point of entry where you were required to sign your entrance agreements. Yes, so we can talk more about this here. So those are our expectations and what you need to graduate from the program. So what are the post-program benefits? So these are open, like I said, to alumni, only those who graduate. You have the funding lab. You can find a lead investor in 6 months or even less. FI Global, we just had one of our alumni who just graduated from the funding lab and has a syndicate now. The investors backing him. Okay, that's Abdul that was in the slide, yes. And so he's on that journey of fundraising and almost closing his rounds now. So of course, there's the FI Global Network. You can access, the pool anywhere in the world, and help is available. And of course, fundraising content, all kinds of resources to help you with fundraising, and the FI Venture Network, to connect you with early stage investors. So the investors have their different areas of interest. Some back early stage, some back later stage, some back only certain sectors, so that you need to, you get to learn all of this through the program. Catherine, there's someone in the waiting room who has been there for some time with an infinite zero. Can you chat that person up to find out who it is and what the person's name is, so that it's not missing? So yeah, so this is what the funding lab looks like. It's a 3-month virtual advisory program, like I said, which takes place or being managed directly from Silicon Valley by the leaders there. So there's a weekly focus, over a 12-week period. Like I said, it's purely for fundraising when you're trying to get that lead investors. Is free to all alumni. Yes, so you learn to improve your pitch further and build an investor pipeline. You pitch to angel investors and you negotiate terms and you generate investor interest. So entrepreneurship, you need to learn. It's what you learn how to do. So what are the biggest concerns? And I sense that some of you already have these concerns already, and it's like, oh, I don't have time for this. Oh, I don't have time for this. But if this business is important, so the answer is you need to make time for your priority. And we believe that as an innovator, like we talked about earlier, we look at entrepreneurs as change makers, solution providers to the world's problems. And so if it's a priority, you make time for that priority. And so you need to devote 2 to 3 hours a day, dedicate time, and be organized. This is a startup school. So you need to free up some time. Free up some time. Now, another concern is you may have is, oh, this program is moving too fast, or it may be moving too slow, depending on what level you are at. Anyway, so you're going to do things you've never done before. And the sprints or the assignments are a minimum, and you can make them work for you. And hey, this is what I have seen them do at Silicon Valley. Because we keep hearing about all the success stories in Silicon Valley, this and this and this and that. These same guys, whenever they have an idea and they want to birth a company, they still run, despite the fact that they are the ones. This is the model they run their ideas through. So it's not a one. This is a lifetime experience, a lifetime model or way. So this is the same template, the Facebook, the Google, the same template, all of them. They go through accelerator programs and they follow this model. So I think you're all, particularly lucky and, to have this experience. And so you want to leverage on it. So here is another alumni from, I think, Peru. And she says, FI's program was difficult, but it helped me prepare for the life of being an entrepreneur and what it takes to launch a successful startup. And the support from the local leaders, mentors, and ecosystem partners allowed us to successfully close our first round. So this is Renata. She's from FI Sao Paulo. Yes. So how do you get the most value from Founder Institute? Our doors are open, just walk through it. Like I said, have an open mind, be amenable to change. There's a lot you unlearn, and there's a lot to be learned as well. Allocate dedicated time, be organized, and build relationships with the cohort. You are going to make some lifelong friends here. You're already in the working groups. You're going to interact, you're going to share, you're going to learn from each other. There's a lot of peer learning that, will happen. Okay. So interact, leverage on all of this network of resources, and you do the work. You need to do the work because you get out what you put in. You get out what you put in. Our top founder from our last cohort, he had 78 engagements with mentors during office hours, and his work transformed. And that was why he was the best in the cohort. So he put in the work and he leveraged on the network of resources. So Founder Institute has very, very rich in resource, robust, So please, like I said, these activities are not last minute. They are not last minute activities. You will even see when you start checking your deliverables, page, and you see that you need to set out time for that. So what is next? Here's what schedule looks like. Today is orientation, which is April the 12th, 2003, and we're starting. Yes, we're starting. So in between, these are just some key activities that you need to take note of. So between now and May 17, we're beginning with vision next week, customer development, and by May 17th, we have what is called the mentor idea review. So a lineup of mentors, this is the first level of reviews that will happen, will now, rate your work, for the first 5 weeks or sessions that you've been through, to see by that 5th week, your work, your idea should be, validated. And for those whose ideas, don't meet that metric, or some may need to, depending on the ratings from the mentors, will need to drop, or if you can quickly iterate and continue in the program, be given a chance, fine. So that's the way Founder Institute works. And then we have the incorporation deadline, which is prior to product development. You need that company to be incorporated. Like I said, investors do not back business names. They back companies that, are, legally registered as limited liability companies. So whether it's locally or in foreign terrain, you must be incorporated. So then before another level of reviews that will happen is the mentor progress review. This will be coming slightly halfway through the program, or past halfway through the program. This is June 21, and thereafter another level of, normally we will have about 10 or 12 mentors. I see we have large numbers here today. We might do this over a two-day sessions, so that everyone will be pitching, all your work will be reviewed by mentors. And then we also have the investor pitch review. And finally, by August 16th, we have the graduation. So that may take the form of a demo day, depending on what we plan with the partner. NCDMB agrees. So those are key dates that you need to note. So what is next? We have this dashboard. You have your dashboard, and some of you already, have been interacting with the office here. Questions on, accessing your profiles. Then there are different menu options there. What is this? What is the deliverables and all of that? Ratings, partner deals, documentation, homepage. How do you? So I'm going to call on our programs associate now to do like a quick tour of your dashboard. So, but I want to draw your attention to ratings. You rate mentors, you rate directors, you rate founders, and mentors also rate you. We also rate you. So feedback is holistic. So ratings, if you don't attend the sessions, that is also being noted, and it affects your ratings. You do no shows at office hours, you are also being rated, because everything is connected in the back end, and all of that information is being noted. All this is done so that all this is in place to help you, be disciplined and have a process and build your business correctly. So can Ms. Catherine please share your screen and do a dashboard tour for the founders? This we'll do in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So I'll run through this as briefly as possible. For the next 15 weeks, each founder would engage using their dashboard. So you're going to actually use this, but to access this dashboard, you need to log into your account using your email address and the password you use for your registration. So I would also drop the link in the chat box, and then you can use that to sign in, and then it would redirect you directly to this page. So this is exactly what it would look like on your system. We have program sessions listed from week 1 to week 14. And then we have, I think, graduation on 15, yes, week 15 as well. So we have office hours. You can schedule your office hours on this dashboard. You can also see bonus events. So I'm going to scroll down. You would also be required to upload a weekly pitch. So for every week, after every session, you have deliverables where you might be required to upload a pitch. So you can do that here. So this will also help you track of all your pending tasks, use it dates, when it's due, and when it needs to be submitted. Bonus events, so we have global events where you can actually access this as well to show you the dates and the time for global events. Let's see what the deliverable look like. So from week 1 to week 14, you will be given assignments. And even after orientation, you'll be given an assignment as well. So we call it the company building work or deliverable. And they all have due dates, like I earlier mentioned. You're expected to work on your deliverables and upload or submit them before the due dates. This is for orientation. You can actually click on add here to upload your work. And we also have an extension as well if you would like to extend the deadline, but I think that also has like a limit. So this is for vision and mission. The second session we're about to have next week, we have customer development, revenue and business models, and it goes on from there. Okay, so this is an example of what it would look like. For vision and mission, you have a company building work, you have the due dates, the start dates, and also it would show you when it was last updated. It will also show you instructions on how you're supposed to work on this deliverable. So you have questions 1 to 10. So you can work on this online. And you can also work on this offline as well. If you have a Word document, you can just keep answering the questions offline and then keep uploading them, but you just keep on saving your work until you are done. So this assignment will be reviewed by the directors and you're expected, like I said, to submit before the due date. So for ratings, you have been given a chance to rate the mentors and the directors, your working group members, and also, yes, your working group members, so you can see this. We have group team titans, alphas, masters, champions, icons, legends, captains, corporates, and dreamers. So yes, you can rate the directors, you can rate the mentors, and you can also rate your working group members. So this is the rating board from 1 to 5. We don't have 3s. You can rate for info and for course as well. So this is the working group option, just listing all the teams we have, like I've mentioned already. So I think this will actually help you keep track of who you have in your group or in your team. So partnerships, this will also give you updates on incentives, like Lydia mentioned earlier. So incentives, available incentives that would help your business or your company. So we have all of them here listed, including most of our global partners. And documentation, when we get to the legal and equity session where you have the chance to speak with our legal partners, this is where you can upload your incorporation documents from your lawyers or from your law firm. You can upload your company formation agreements, your government incorporation certificates, your warrants, board consents, and any other documents that you might find relatable. So we also have guidelines as well. If you after orientation, you can actually just go to your dashboard and then run through all this. You can see links for the agreements and questions and answers, and just basically enough information on the legal aspect of the program or your company. So yes, a lot of you were asking how to update your company information. So this is the menu drop down for that. But this company is for Ibufora Water. It's called Wilkinson Engineering Services. Yes. So you can edit your company name here. You include an executive summary. You can also include the company pitch deck. If you have a website, you can put that in here. And you can also select an option for the number of employees you have, that you may have, and then your industry, very important. What industry is your company working with? Is it fintech? Is it agri-tech? Is it energy related? Is it solar? Is it renewable energy? So you have to put that here. And so this is, yes, also industry innovation, infrastructure, okay? Describe the positive impact your idea can have on society. That's here as well. And then what does your company do? What need does it serve? What market size? So all these questions that are listed, and you can actually answer this here. So it's really, it's mandatory to update this before our next session, which should be vision and mission on April 19th. And lastly, your account. So you can actually use this to create a brief description about yourself, personal description about yourself, your name, and your email address or your phone number. Please, there are a couple of founders that haven't uploaded their profile pictures yet. So this is where you go to accounts, and you can choose, you click here, you choose that it should redirect you to maybe your picture folder in, from your system, and then you can choose the picture you want to upload, and then you can put that here. So please do that. I think I have some names, Numan, Israel, and Yuluye, I think, yes. So please do that before our next session. So you can also include your address and your social media profiles. It's imperative to actually connect with us on LinkedIn. So please, if you actually don't have any social media profiles right now, please, it's necessary for not just you, but also your business. So please create a social media profile on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and I'll also send the links again on the group so you can connect with us on all platforms. So that's basically it. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me via WhatsApp. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Catherine, for that overview. And you need to stop sharing your screen now. Yeah, network. Okay, yes. So back again, and I hope the information that has been shared is helpful. And like I said, we have office hours set up already, and so we can still help you with more of that. And so what is next? Networking. Follow us on social media. So here are the links. Catherine, you need to share the links in the chat box. So we shared this video on WhatsApp, so we're taking a few minutes again to give you a few minutes to quickly just click the links follow Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow, because we'll be tagging you as we progress in the program, tagging you along. And by the time you've created your company startup account, also tagging you, and that gives your business and startup exposure, okay? Then here are our own links as well. You tag us. We also have our huge audiences. So as we also repost, then it helps your visibility. Like I mentioned earlier, you're building a technology company and your information needs to be out there in the right places. So just keep this in mind. We're here, we support your success. We support your success. We're here to build our reputation as the most proven network to turn ideas into fundable startups, stands. So you do your research, Google, you can find other startups doing great things around the world. Udemy is an alumni. A lot of us go to Udemy to take courses. He's a Silicon Valley alumni. It's the same template that he used and is what he is today, and several others, both global and local. So please, we encourage you to leverage. We're here to support your success. We want to continue telling stories out of Nigeria. We need solutions in the energy sector. We need solutions. As you prefer solutions, jobs are being created, and our economic landscape is also changing. And we're building global businesses. So this is huge. So you tap into access to funding. I've shared the different resources, but there is a procedure, there's a way, there's a pathway, okay? So, and we have exclusive events, and our learning is cohort-based, and structure and accountability. And that's why we have that rating system. Investors want to see stability, well-structured companies. They want to see that you have a team. They will back you as a founder, but they want to see that you have a team and that you are accountable. So this is just a little bit about what we have to share about Founder Institute. And so I already see some hands raised up, questions. So it's time for questions. So we'll start taking your questions. This is 6:35 and we have some time, right, for questions. So Mr. Shegun will moderate that. We'll do some questions. And finally, we have, we're going to do a quick breakout session to have working group meetings. Some of you have not, I think almost everybody has created their working group, except the alphas. So the alphas, your name is Alpha, and you are not living up to your name as Alpha. You need to create your working group. Alpha is what? First, isn't it? So now we're going to do that, but after we take questions. Yes, after we take questions. So please, Mr. Shegun can moderate the questions.
Okay, so thank you. Before we move into the questions, I wouldn't want questions to breed questions. So first thing we'll do is you could signify. I see Ako and Akibo. So if you have questions, you could raise your hands with the emoji, and so we'll call on you. And then I'd also like to add at this point, thumbs up for the following people. I want us to take note of these people I'm going to call out now. Akibo, thumbs up to you. James Ibe Carson, thumbs up to you. I'll tell you where I'm giving them thumbs up. Rebecca Amo, thumbs up to you. And Wood Wedson Pierre, thumbs up to you. I called out these 4 people because if you all notice on their display, you see a certain pattern there. You see their names as they're registered for this program. And then you see either in bracket or with a dash, you see their company names. Let's take this format moving on from this program. It's important we begin to rename ourselves. I don't know. I wouldn't want to assume everybody is used to using Zoom or any other media like this. So I'm going to unmute Aki. You're going to unmute yourself, not to ask your question, by the way, not to ask your question, but you're going to describe how you renamed yourself quickly. Aki Akimo, not your question at this time. Just describe to your colleagues how you named yourself. You'll notice also the director. So you see my name, Shegun Obake, and you see in bracket, Director FI. It gives you a clear understanding of who this person is. So Akin, quickly explain to everybody. I selected you with the A. Okay. Maybe I'll select Wood. No, I'm not going to select Akin because you don't conform to the video display. So Wood, Pierre. So describe to us how you renamed yourself. Unmute yourself, Pierre. Can you?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm going to knock you off also because you've started giving me a picture image of yourself. I would always call on people who conform to everything I say, which is, okay, Akin, you're back. You switch off your video again. Okay, so please unmute yourself and describe to us how you renamed yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Obalaye.
Yes,
on the participant list, you see your name, and at the right of the name, there are 3 dots there on that participant list. So if you click on the 3 dots, 3 horizontal dots, you have the option of rename. So when you now click rename, that option will come up, and then you can change the name to your own name and the way you want your company to be named. Thank you.
Thank you, Akin. That was great. So is there anybody that doesn't understand how to rename himself? Okay. So Virginia, I see you've renamed yourself. I want to see us all, let's begin to rename ourselves because moving on in this session, the F5 program, one of the things the MD didn't tell you, it's that it's a very tasking program. You have mentors who will be talking to you every week. And I'll tell you this, we do not have time for weaklings. I do not want to waste my time on a startup that is not ready to respond to change. So once you begin to show this resistance to change, believe me, you'll be out of the program before you know it. So from next week, your name and also your company, I want to see them. It would be a precondition for admission into that session. So I'll advise you, you have Akimbo's contact, you can call him or call on anyone and learn how to rename yourself on Zoom. It's important for discipline. Thank you. So questions. What questions do we have? I see Aki, you have a question. I see Akko, has it been bumped out? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Just one. Okay, Paul, you've got yours. James, yes. Any other? Okay, any other question can go to the chat box if we have time. We have quite enough time now. Okay, I see Onyeka. Great, you've done that in the chat box. We'll address the chat box after we'll listen to those ones. So Aki, you go first.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
my question is just that my dashboard is not reflecting the energy option as was demonstrated to us just now. So I don't know the reason why my dashboard is not showing the same way it was demonstrated to us now on the website.
Can you share your screen?
If I'm allowed, I will share it.
Okay, please share your screen and let's quickly address that. We need everybody to be on their own. Kathy, could you allow him share screen? Okay, so while Aki is sharing his screen, Paul, shoot.
All right, thank you very much, and good evening, everyone, and thank you to FI for this opportunity. So I have two questions. My first question is, in our working groups or in our groups, like I am part of the Titans group, are we supposed to create collective solutions as well as individual solutions? That's one question. And the second question is, in terms of reaching out to the directors, and we are asked to try and reach out in terms of connect, maybe on LinkedIn and other social media platforms. I've noticed that I've tried to connect, but the directors have not accepted the connection. In such situations, what do we do? Thank you.
Okay, so let me take the second question first. Any director that doesn't accept apologies, that's not a norm. A director would definitely. First thing, I hope your name is as it is on your LinkedIn profile. You know, so so if any director hasn't, anyone within the network, not just the directors, even your other founders, it's good. Networking is good. So would accept those invitations will be accepted, definitely. And then the first question, the groups are not expected to bring out a group solution, your working groups. Your working groups are meant for interaction. But we also encourage partnerships. You know, for instance, there are 53 of you here now. If, for instance, I'll use 3 of you as an example, Akin, James, and Paul have ideas that are related and can be complementary. Nothing stops you from coming together and saying, guys, I think we'll work further if we are co-founders. So yes, we encourage that. If you want to come together, ideas that are beneficial, you know, complementary, and can move faster. So you could come together. So that's encouraged. Are you okay with that? Okay, before we move on to James, let's take Akin. So this is your display. I notice here that you have not signed in.
I've signed in.
Oh, signed in. Okay, you're signed in. Eh?
Yes, I've signed in. I've signed in.
Oh, okay. Akin.
Click on your profile, please.
Yes, click on your profile. Oh. His name is on the list. Okay, Akin, I think for some reason you were put on the Lagos.
Lagos.
Yes. So, Catherine, can we work on this afterwards?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
inform HQ and they'll move him.
So I think it's a challenge from the back end. So they'll fix that out. Thank you. Is there anyone also having the same thing with Akin, the same challenge with Akin, where your display isn't? Okay, great. My brother Jonathan, which question will you want to answer? So, will I be able to answer your questions?
The partner.
The partner.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'll call, most especially my director. Good evening, sir. Good evening, all founders. Good evening, the team from FI. My name is Njok Jonathan. My question is very simple. Femi, I would want to, I would want to understand how this group were shared, because I don't know if it was shared based on location or based on solutions. And if so, I would want to know more about the sharing, because that would help in delivering their job and then understanding themselves. At the same time, we need to encourage the founders to interact more. Networking is very key, like he spoke last. Networking is key each and every of these 54 of them here, or 51 of them here, should be able to link and then interact as they progress. Nobody knows where we'll meet next. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. No, there's no system. It's for instance, now at a point during the program, they are going to be reshared again. So it's about them better understanding themselves. So at the later point, they're going to reshare. This interaction is knowing the next person and knowing the next person and knowing the next person. And also nothing stops you to interact across working groups. Working groups are meant for support. For instance, looking at, if I look at the working groups distribution today, right now, I want to give thumbs up to the icons. Why do I want to give thumbs up to the icons? 2 out of them had actually, displayed themselves the way I would want. They had their videos on, they displayed themselves. One. The other 2 people I commended were from 2 different working groups. And then I would also want to say to James, you're a working group leader for the captains, and you're not carrying your people along because you're the only one who knew what you had to do. So please, the working groups are meant for support. There is no particular way where they are shared, but just for support. At a later point, we're going to, when we begin to knock off a lot of you, we're going to reallocate working groups again. So, sir, no, it's going to be reallocated again, and they're going to be shared again and again and again. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we can go to the back end, but I think that's an admin function. Yes, and how they will, go to the founder page. Yes, just to show how we share them randomly.
Okay.
Yeah. For the screen.
So Catherine is going to share the screen to see how they are shared.
Okay. So that's.
So we see. So each of you belongs to a different team.
Okay, that's fine.
So there are some questions also from the chat. I see Onyeka Ebechidi asking, how does a co-founder participate? Some of us here are already co-founders. So a co-founder comes in with your founder. Both co-founders come in together. Are we taking equity in the startup? What are the conditions? Are you taking equity in the startup? There's the equity collective, which during office hours we'll discuss further. The equity collectives where there's a warrant for 2.5%, that will be discussed during the office hours. Then what I requested to add, we are requested to add our company. What about those who have not registered a company for this program? The MD told us from beginning, that's Charles Victor. The MD told us from beginning, investors are not interested in individuals.
Sorry, Shegun, can I interrupt a bit? Yes, can you advise Stella?
Oh, Mr. Patrick, sorry, you're
yes,
in.
No, it's okay.
How are you, sir?
Fine, Madam Ajuma understands that I deliberately excused myself or recused myself as you would want to. But Stella, Nena, can you be more careful with your video? Everybody's watching you. Just to advise you to be more careful with your video. So once you're not ready to speak, or maybe you want to take your attention away from the meeting, and then you can switch off your video, attend to your personal needs before you put on your video again. Just to say that, anyway, Ajuma, I think I broke my rule. So just to thank you, I've listened in and I think I'm really impressed with what is going on. And once in a while, I would want to come in, sign in, and then observe what is going on. I'm really impressed, and I hope that a lot of young Nigerians and also old Nigerians, like some of them I know personally, will be able to convert their ideas into some kind of profitable ventures. This is what we want, and nobody is happy with the energy situation in the country. And of course, we have to keep flying the flag of this country and also pursue our frontiers beyond Nigeria to the rest of Africa, and also be part of the entire quest for global sufficiency and energy, global energy sufficiency, and then global energy sustainability. Nobody says we cannot do it here in Nigeria, and nobody can say that we cannot do it to satisfy the African energy market demand. So this will be my very little contribution to encourage Founder Institute, and also to give the necessary boost that the founders require to keep going. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Thank you, sir, so much. So I was talking about now, so if you've not registered a company, for you to be seen as a serious startup, sorry, could you mute? For you to be seen as a serious startup, you need to register a company. And it mustn't be a business name. It has to be a limited liability company. For those of us who are familiar with legal requirements, you see that a limited liability company is a person of its own. So if I want to sign an agreement with you and you come out and you say, oh, my name is Shegun Limited, oh, sorry, my name is Shegun Obakeye, sole proprietorship, I won't take you serious. This is a point where you begin to learn. Now you get to a point of this program where it becomes mandatory for you to register a limited liability company. It becomes mandatory, you have to. So I would advise you to begin to get that ready now. I think it's on the, where is it? Yeah, I'll check that out. So you have to register a company. So please, for those of you who have not registered a company for this program, begin to do it now. And also, there is no registering a company for this program. No, it's not for this program. You're registering a company for your idea. It's not just this program. So don't think, oh, I have a company which I was using before, which can also carry this idea I have. But because I'm registering for this program, I have to do a new company. No, no, no. You don't have to. You can run it on that company. Then what other question? Okay, so that's all. I see, I told you I would not take this subsequently, but since this is your orientation, I'll let you do this. Do you have your hands raised up?
Yes, I do. I apologize about that.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, good evening and good evening, everyone. Sorry, I apologize about my video quality. Okay, I just want to suggest that the area of warrant, that is the equity collective, probably I think it might be a good idea to discuss that elaborately and trash that at the beginning of the program, so that maybe other partners who already have an established company who are actually here to learn on how to accelerate, the MD mentioned earlier, traction and sales and other things, would kind of understand how that is structured, probably before we gain traction. Although I know you have maybe plans to bring that upstream for further discussions, but I just thought to suggest if it's something we could look at in the early part of the weeks of the program. Thank you very much. And I apologize for doing that. Sorry about that.
Okay, great. First, I'm going to be scheduling an office hour to discuss this, and I'm also going to be sending out certain things that would, help us with whatever we need to know. Now, equity. Well, I'll be very brief about this. Now, first, James and Tony, just hang on there. I'll be very brief with this, and we can talk about it during office hours for anyone who wants. So you could private chat me or anything during any time you want. Now, equity is a very important thing for every business. This program has a lifetime support. That lifetime support goes to take care of your business even after this cohort and after all of this ends. A lifetime support that takes you to a point where we want to give you equity, or we want to give you investors to a certain tune of money. Now, FI needs to be able to financially support this. Now, for this program, because we have a fund, a partner that is carrying the weight of all of this, which is NCDMB, those who come from NCDMB don't have to sign this equity collective if they don't want to. So it's up to them. Now, for those who were from the other pool of registration, you will be mandated to sign this. Now, what is this equity collective? I'll be very brief about it for us. Now, it's a 2.5% warrant, which you sign off for FI. Now, FI is going to buy that off you at a price that has been predetermined. So it's not FI going to take, oh, FI has 2. Thank you for that. It's not FI having 2.5% in my company. It's FI saying reserve 2.5% for me to pay for at a later date. Now, the whole essence is that 2.5% is going to be shared across board. Now, you're going to be having mentors. A lot of the former alumni still contact us. So you're going to be having mentors who are not paid for. They are just contributing their time. And you have them across sectors all over the world. FI keeps 0.5% of that for them. So every mentor who ever spoke to you, every mentor who ever had an office hour with you would have 0.5%. It's going to be shared. That's why you also see that at the back end, you are going to be rating the mentors also. So I might not, have so much input into your business. So I might not get that much. Lady A could have so much input into your business, and she'll get more than I would get from a particular business. Now, 1% also goes to the local leaders. That is what we use to fund each local chapter. A lot of you who are within the Abuja cycle will be able to come into the office to seek advice of anything you want. And the last 1% goes to the FI headquarters. This is what they use to run the back end. You'll notice that for your scheduled programs, you'll see certain programs that are not within the calendar of FI Abuja. So you could, if you see a seminar taking place in anywhere in the world where it's an FI seminar, you just need to connect and you're in. So the equity is meant for that purpose. Now, I'll put that aside. So you now know what the equity is meant for. Now, what is this equity about? And what is this warrant all about? If I have any founder I have to advise, the first thing I'll tell you is take your equity very seriously. Don't dangle it anyhow. Don't give it to anybody. It's a very serious business. You can imagine if while Bill Gates was running around looking for $1, I just gave him some money and he said, oh, Shegun, this money is so much. Take 50% of my business. That's like 20 years ago. You can imagine how rich I'll be now. I'll be like a billionaire now. So equity is not something, you might look small now, but equity isn't something you play around with. It's not something you play around with. It's something you guard jealously. Now, FI telling you that I want 2.5% of your business is actually FI telling you that I want to invest in your business. Now, the secret behind that is that FI is telling you that I will not activate that warrant. Do you understand that? I will not activate that warrant until I give you access to what they call a qualifying equity injection. That is, FI is saying that I will not activate 2.5% warrant except I give you connection to somebody who is going to give your business at least $100,000. So if your family member today says, oh, AA Solar Solutions, here is $10,000, that doesn't qualify. We're not going to bother activating that. It's until we've given you access through the network to that $100,000. Then FI will now say, okay, this is the investor. They brought in $100,000 into your business. Great. Now, all of you sit down together at a round table and value your shares at that point. That is when you're now going to say, oh, now my shares is worth X amount per unit. Now, at that point, remember, your company is still a private limited company. It's not yet a public limited company. It's still a private limited company. So that person comes in. So for instance, let me use James as an example. So James, I want to give you $100,000. You've finished the program, FI connects us. I said, great. Oh yeah, James, yes, $100,000. Here are my conditions. Let's value the shares of the company. I inject $100,000 there. FI is actually sitting at the back end. We're not doing anything. Two of you will come together and determine the value of the company's shares. When you determine the value of the company's shares, you're going to tell FI, okay, great. My company is worth this amount now. FI smiles at you. No problem. Oh, do you want to pay for your warrant now? FI says, no, I don't want to pay for my warrant now. You know, at the point in some years' time, when you now go public in an IPO, FI is now going to say, great. Now I want to pay for those shares, but I'm going to pay for those shares. That's the agreement. That's actually the warrant. I'm going to pay for those shares, not at the public price you're putting it up. I'm paying for it at the price in which you add your first qualified equity injection. And you see that there's a margin between that price and the IPO price, which is what actually FI lives on. We live on it. This model isn't, you know, in this country alone. It's been working everywhere. Most of the businesses and most of the Silicon Valley startups are actually using this model. Now, I also tell you something beautiful about the equity collective warrant. The agreement also states that if at any time in future, if your company is going to be taken over and you call FI and you say, oh, my company is going to be taken over, maybe you're careless with your equity or something, and your company is going to be taken over. FI at that point will initiate a clause in the agreement that says that these people who are taking over your company will pay FI $100,000. Now, why is that so? For you to be taken, for your company to be taken over against your will, it means something must have happened at the back, at your boardroom, you know, politics and all of that. So that $100,000, which those people who are taking over your company will pay to FI, is actually your security. FI wants that for you to use as a bargaining chip to say, come, if you take over my company, and I write to FI and tell them that you've taken over my company, you need to pay them $100,000 or else you will not be allowed to. So people, all I just want us to do is, like the MD said, we need to unlearn and relearn. For those who are NCDMB incubatees, you don't have to sign this, but it's optional. But those who are outside the NCDMB incubating system, you have to sign. Now, I don't want you to sign it or not sign it with this notion of somebody wants to steal my equity. I want you to open your mind and actually read the equity collective document very well. Read it very well before you make that decision. So I'll be available on calls. I'll be available on office hours. I don't want to, flog this issue so much. So let's talk about it in office hours. Let's talk about it at any time you want to. But it just teaches us to be careful with. And in all honesty, I love our reaction to this equity collective thing. I love it. You know why I love it? It tells you that you are guarding your ideas jealously. You are guided in jealousy. You're guarding your equity jealously. You can imagine some of you will solve a lot of problems, and just 0.5% of your business today move forward in the next 20 years. I could be a billionaire. You know, so I love it that you're guarding it jealously, but also remember that FI needs the money also because we're giving you a lifetime support. Once you become an FI alumni, it's anything FI, you're in. Advice, legal advice, business development advice, you know. And also, by the way, I forgot to add this. The warranty also doesn't give FI a decision-making position on your board. No. FI can't afford that. We can't be on, you know how many startups FI has? We can't be on the board of all of you because it will be crazy. So we're not even going to make decisions for us, for you guys. We are not on your board. All we're doing is we have a warrant in our pocket and just waiting for the time to buy. We're also going to pay for it. That's the funny thing. So nobody is stealing your equity. Nobody is doing that. It doesn't give, we don't even make decisions for you, except you call. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Shegun, can I seek for some clarification? And I guess this must be going through the minds of a lot of the NCDMB sponsored incubates. Yes. Just to ask, what will be the implication, or what are the implications of the NCDMB incubatees not signing the 2.5% equity collective provision? What would be the implication? Judging, let me just give you some, scenarios to assume, assuming that there is a prospective funding partner that is investing $100,000 and above. What will be the implication for an NCDMB incubatee not signing the equity collective?
Okay, great. So if for the NCDMBs that have an option, NCDMB incubatees that have an option not to sign, if you do not sign, it simply means that you don't have post-program support. Now, I'll give us an example. I saw Jonathan put a chart up, by the way. He said, what is the reward or something for the best performing, founders? I'll tell you this: the top 3 founders who are, equity collective and the rest. There's a VC firm in the US that requires that we submit the names of the top founders to them. They get this list from all around the world. And I have to make sure that my own nominees are top rated. Because once they get introduced to the VC firm, that's it. It's off my hands. The VC firm begins to talk to them directly. Then you also have the VC lab. There are so many things which you'll be exposed to beyond this core program. And all of that is a function of signing the warrant. That's just it. So if you don't sign, you don't get access to a lot of post-program support. I think that's
okay. Can you, Shegun, thanks for that clarification. During our discussions before now, I didn't have so much clarity as you have made it known to me this evening. I mean, it's quite clear, but just to guide the NCDMB incubatees, can you put some of these points, in bullet points very clear to them so that they will understand, and especially what you really mean by post-program support, so that in the course of the life of their project, they will be able to know what is expected of them by Founder Institute, what is expected of them by NCDMB, because of course, our engagement with Founder Institute is for 1 year in the first instance. So I think I just want to make that appeal.
I didn't know I was muted. So
did you hear me?
Yes, I heard that. So I didn't even know I was muted while you were talking. Yes, I get that. So during the program, sir, we'll be interfacing with these people and a lot of literature will be sent out to them. In fact, I wanted this orientation to be over and then videos will be sent out. And you see, people, the truth is, I want the success of every single one of you. There are 53 of you on this platform right now registered. Now, my objective is to reduce it to the barest minimum. I'm telling you this from a fact. I want to weed out the unserious ones because I need to begin to focus more attention on the very serious ones, because I don't get paid. I'm also an entrepreneur. You know, I have my business to run, and I'm doing this because I want to make people not go through what I went through in my own startup years. I want to make sure that, you know, whatever problems, you don't go through it. But people, this kind of model is a new frontier. People, in fact, for FI to say, I want to be 2.5% part of your business for the future, it tells you that they are actually investing in your future. So I'll give us all the literature. I don't want to seem as if, one, we don't want to hoodwink anybody into signing anything. We will not. It's going to be a voluntary thing, but it's important that you read and understand what it's all about. And we'll be sending out literature for all of us to read and understand and make that decision and own that decision. The decision will be yours. It won't be mine, it won't be anybody's, but it will be yours. So you will make that decision as to what you want to do with your business and what you want to do with your equity. So, sir, yes, we would send out literature to them, and I'm sure that in the coming weeks, in the coming months, everybody would have decided on, okay, this is the route I want to take concerning this warrant. But that's it. So I think we've brought some.
I think I like that a lot. Huh?
Yes,
Shegu, I like that. It's really, really clear now the way you said it.
Yes. Thank you, sir. James, your hand has been up since. Tony, so James, go first.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the insight and the whole program in general. My questions are on the social media links. When on the account, I heard something about creating a social media link for the companies and posting it on the account. On the personal account, I think she said that on the personal account because I've already posted my personal social media links to the personal accounts, not on the company details. So I would like to confirm if I'm supposed to post the company details on the section allocated for social media links. And also, I would like to, in the meetings, Nigeria Lagos was scheduled at 6 p.m. But I clicked on the link at 5:55, and the meeting was already on and ongoing. So, okay. And on the general WhatsApp group, some people asked on the time verification, and also on the website, it's written 6 p.m. for Nigeria, for Africa, Lagos. But the meeting actually started earlier than 6 p.m. today. So I think it's something that should be clarified to us. Then I would like to know the structure of the weekly meetings for each team. What are we going to say? Maybe it has been said before, but I didn't hear it.
Okay. Let me quickly address that. So it's supposed to be Africa Casablanca. We'll check that, but it's supposed to be Africa, it's 5 p.m. So we'll be having sessions. This is how it goes. You'll be having sessions, like immediately after this session now, you need to begin to do your deliverables. Now, different mentors have office hours. You book office hours with them also. So that goes on until Tuesday, which is your deadline for submission of your assignment, of your deliverables. Now, one more thing I would advise us all is you don't need to do your deliverables online. Get a Word document. This is what I would advise. Copy out the question, paste it on a Word document, put it on your phone. Be thinking about it and be answering all of the questions on your phone or anything. Then copy it back and paste it to the platform when you're ready. It makes you quicker. So on the timing, it's 5 p.m. every Wednesday. 5 p.m. every Wednesday. That's when you have the main session where you have mentors coming to talk to you. You know, like you have a typical classroom talking to you for those periods, and then you now have them also available during the week. So if you want, you can actually book office hours every day. You know, they told you about one of our top grads, the last cohort. He had about 78 hours of, you know, mentor session. And that was outside the times he would call me and, you know, tell me he needs to chat with me, and then we chat on. So please, you have these people. If you see the profile of the mentors you have, these are international guys. So please, let's take advantage of them. Let's take advantage of them. I hope that answers all your questions. Okay. Yes, so, okay, Toyin, you're next.
Okay, so thank you very much for all you have you've told us so far. So my question is this: how many ideas can we work on? More than one idea in this program?
You know what? I wish I could just tell you. I wish I can tell you no, but I want you to be the one to experience it, know yourself. One, no, the program gives you a condition for just one idea. But Tony, believe me, you'll be struggling to catch up with just one idea. If you bring two ideas, even if FI allows you, two ideas will kill you. I'll tell you that for free. Two ideas will kill you. Just take one idea and move with it. Guide it jealously. You'll be changing, you'll be changing. You know, we had a founder, the last cohort, who had multiple ideas. And each time he speaks to me, I say, don't break yourself. So please just stick to one idea. You could find a way of understanding the other ideas better when you interact with your mentors, then you know what to do. Lady, you have something you want to say?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Tony, thanks for that question. One of the deliverables you're going to be working in, you know, because all of you here are innovators, and it comes with that gifting that you have to have, you know, lots of ideas. So there's a particular task that we give you. We ask you to pen down 7 ideas. 7 ideas. You're going to do that daily task, and then you will now begin to narrow down until you narrow down to 1. And it's that one that you will focus on through the program. Now, in your lifetime, can you accomplish all of those? Yes, you can, but in stages, in stages. So when once one idea, you know, validated, stabilized, is up and running, and then you know. So Dangote today did not start with the cement factory. No, he started selling sweets in Kano. But today, you know, so that's the way it works. I hope that helps.
Thank you. Yeah.
I want to quickly talk about. She's asking a question on the platform that I think will be very relevant to all of us. Virginia Alozie, she says, for a company already in existence, but now being used as a vehicle for a new idea, is the equity going to be based on the whole business or that part related to the new venture? I'll advise you this. Your old venture is already successful. I don't know. It's like Dangote wanting to have an investment in his petroleum refinery. It's not going to put out shares for Dangote Group. No. It's going to put out shares for Dangote Refinery. So for such people, I'd advise you to probably, this is a personal advice from experience, please take out only that part of your business that if there's already something in the view. Now, this question also, you're going to be having a legal session during this program. I'd also advise you to put up this question. We're going to be having lawyers who are actually experienced on this kind of thing. I'm telling you from the point of view of a jealous entrepreneur. I cannot start and build a business, and then because I have one idea, somebody will now buy, will now get a piece of a pie that is bigger than what he advised me on. No, please, it should just be that portion of your new venture. Probably start up, register a new company for that. Find out how you're going to do all of that. The legal guys will advise you more on that. Then also, she asked this question. Also, since an initial agreement has been signed to give away 2.5% equity, will it not amount to breach if one takes the option of not signing the warrant? First, no, the word give away. I really don't like that word, give away. No, you're not giving away. You're actually more or less like paying for service. FI is still going to pay for that equity. So you're not dashing 2.5%. You're actually, giving back what, had been invested in your company. So now, I don't know about you signing already, but if you've signed and you elect not to sign, maybe you are an NCDMB incubatee, please send a mail to us. And also, please, your entrance agreement is not the equity collective. No, your entrance agreement, which you've all signed to be part of this program, is just an admission letter. Please, it says there that you are going to be required to sign an equity. It doesn't mean that you have signed the equity. They are two different things, please. So at this point, I don't think any one of you has signed the equity. You have only signed your entrance agreement. And that entrance agreement simply tells you, you do A, B, C, D. At the point you'll be required to open a company, at the point you'll be required to sign an equity warrant and all of that. But that doesn't mean you have signed it yet. You've not signed it. You've just signed your what do you call it? Your entrance agreement. I see Wood. We're moving on. Let me take Jonathan. Your hand is raised up.
Yeah, for me, thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Just to write on the comment from my director, we will not be in the meetings when you'll be having the sections during the working hours with all the founders. And you know that this equity collecting has been a concern to us being the fact that we are sponsoring this particular program, and these founders were nominated by us. But at the same time, if we are going to progress with them as we progress in their various innovations, there will be an equity from them to us, enable us fund and recruit whatever we are going to be investing in them. So we are seeing it as a double dip. But based on your explanation, I think we will need to interface with us to give us more clarity on how this equity collecting works and how it will affect them in future. And if that is more clear, then we will advise further. That is what I'm suggesting, is that as we progress, let us be having more interface, more meetings on understanding how this equity collecting would work. If, for instance, you do not provide funding for their business, do you still have to collect 2.5% from them? Or if you do not, so long as they have passed through this program, and you have taken them through the processes, even taking them outside the shore of the country, but you have not provided any funding for their business, do you still going to collect 2.5% from them? These are the bits we need to understand. Thank you.
Okay, we'll talk about that also. We'll talk about that. So I guess that's a meeting between the partners. So MD and the NCDMB management would have that meeting and then go on. But Wood, your hand is down. Your question has been answered, I suppose.
No, not yet.
Okay, please shoot.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I am so grateful. As the founder of Zev Automobile, right now we are building our first electric SUV in Italy with one of the best design studios. And we will launch next year our first model and the biggest auto show in the world. The equity is very important for us because we will have the opportunity to sell more than 45% units, which will be more than $2 billion. So in the near future, for example, next year or the next one, and in 2 years, if you will take equity in our company, we will love to know for how many years. And also if we have the right to, for example, to give you 1% or 2% or even the right to tell you that we want to give you this quantity of equity for only 1 year or for only 2 years. If you only have the right to tell us that we want the equity for 5 years, I would like to know this because it's very important for us to share with my co-founder, and also we have we have 3 another venture capitalists that want to invest in our company, and they know we are part of Founder Institute Accelerator Program. So we need to know everything about this in order to share with them because they will want to know all of them. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Wood, thank you. Yes. So during the program, you're going to prepare a capitalization table. And before you even get to that stage, we shared the link on everything about the Equity Collective, which you'll need to read up. All the FAQs are there. And then, you can meet with our legal partners as well to give you further advice. Now, Equity Collective is not activated until you fundraise, and you fundraise, pre-seed is usually $100,000. And if you look at those percentages, those are not exciting really. Where FI is interested in activating Equity Collective when you're doing the Series A or Series B, and that makes more sense. However, FI is not coming to sit on your board. So when you're preparing the cap table, the allocations to your different investors is calculated, okay, under very fair terms and agreements. So all I can say is we have helped 6,000 plus founders across the world, and they all signed on to Equity Collective, right? And so if they're doing it, I'm not aware of any legal disagreements or case with FI concerning this. And this is the model. This is how it's done if you want to build a global business, okay? So the 2.5 is just a very little, you're signing a warrant in for future raise. So it doesn't affect what you're going to be doing or other agreements you're going to be having with investors in the future. But the choice is yours and the decision is yours to make. So I think, we get into office hours, but everything is there in black and white. You read and you understand what it is. We are here to help founders and not to disparage, but because we're Africans and because our culture and our operating environment we're not accustomed to partnerships. That's why we're having, this long discussions. But over time, we're hoping that as the more you go through all of these kinds of programs, you begin to learn the culture of partnering, because those are the businesses that succeed, not the solo founders. So that's my feedback on that, and I hope I have helped and answered the question.
So, Madam Ajuma, this is Jonathan here. Just to support or add to what the last speaker before you was asking. So that 2.5 is for the entirety of the company. So it doesn't have an expiration. It doesn't have an exit date or exit time. So it is still the company dies off. Am I correct?
I don't understand. The agreement is valid for 15 years. 15 years. So if within 15 years, if between the time the founder graduates and 15 years, he does not raise money, it's not activated. Equity collective is not activated. It's only activated when a founder raises funding. That's how it works. And we're buying.
Sorry, madam. So if after 10 years, my equity has not been activated and it activates on the 10th year, so how many years will it last before you exit out?
We're not, if you don't raise funds, there's no equity collective that is going to be activated. We're not taking upfront, no. It's a warrant. A warrant is a promise that at a future date, when you raise funding, reserve 2.5% of your shares. I will buy it at XYZ price. That's what a warrant is. So it's not that I'm taking 2.5 outright. No, it's a promise that at a future date, when you raise funding, we're going to have a legal session. So all of this will be fully addressed, and the information is all there on our website. So let's also read and engage with our lawyers and our legal partners, but it's inexhaustive. So yeah.
Okay, I'm always enjoying the sessions. I'm always enjoying sessions. Wednesday evenings are one of the best for me. Now, before we move on, let me just close by saying this on the Equity Collective. It's important we know that it is actually, the model is based on a warrant. A warrant, not the actual equity. It's a warrant. A warrant is simply an option for FI to buy up and pay for shares in your company at a future date, at a strike price. Now, this is like, I wish I could go very local here. Let's go very local. This is Shegun telling you that I promise you that within the next 15 years, I will get you A, B, C. On the condition that you give me this. But I'm not taking this. But when I get you ABC, X amounts, let me not use ABC. When I give you access to an investor worth $100,000 in the next 15 years, I would come up, and at that point, I will tell you I want to pay for those shares at a price that had been determined earlier on. It's them investing in your future. And here's one more thing you must understand. I'm not marketing this to you, please. Equity, the condition to sign off your equity collective does not take place until you have gone so far into the program. So let's not talk about it now. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't take place now. It takes place afterwards. You would have understood it very well. You would know it very well. You know the implications very well. It will take place sometime far in May, June. I'll check the date again. That's when you now say, okay, guys, you need to sign the equity collective. And I don't want to be a prophet of doom. Some of you will probably not even make it to that point. A lot of you will not make it to that point, believe me. I've had founders who have been calling me that they want to re-register. So please, let's not overflog this. You would understand it, and you will make your decision by yourself. Thank you. So we'll now talk about the working group. All of the working groups, you've all decided on your presidents, except the Alpha group. Alpha group, Ibifuru Walter, Yoloye Oyenride, Onyeka Ebechidi, Olusegun Adepoju, and Lola Awoshika. Are they all here? Masters also. Masters, what's happening? Alpha and Masters, what's wrong with you guys? El Nathan, Bashir Umar, Ekele Augustine, Christian Efone, Ezekiel Adamu, Numan Aminu, Israel Smart, Bukanaye Jaffet. That's Dr. Bukanaye Jaffet. What's happening? We're going to do something quickly. Could you help me stop sharing your screen? Do you want to do it? Breakout room.
Yes,
so we're going to create a breakout room while the rest of us continue this discussion. And they're going to add each of you who belongs to both Alpha and Masters to that breakout room. And then all of you will then talk about, you're going to have a quick meeting for 5 minutes and then determine your group president or your team president. Okay. Okay. The day is so spent. You're sending them to their breakout room, right? Okay. Okay, so officially, except for those in the Masters and Alpha group, the session is over.
Yeah.
So if you don't have questions, you can exit at this point. But those of you that I mentioned your names, they are sending you to your breakout rooms now. So do not exit if you've not been.
So thank you, everyone. It's been a great evening. So except for Alphas and Masters who need to have their working group meeting and elect the president immediately and get back to us, you're all free to exit, and I hope you've had a good evening. It's a pleasure meeting you all. Some we have met before, but most we've not met. So nice meeting you, and we look forward to more expose on your ideas. Yeah. So good night. We will remain
good night, Madam Ajuma and Shegun.
All right, Mr. Patrick. Okay,
Yeah.
good night. So we'll convene a meeting. Yes, so partner meeting. Yeah.
My director, good night.
All right,
Madam Ajuma,
Mr. Jonathan,
everybody.
good night. Thank you so much. Thank you, NCDMB. We're grateful. Thank you, Kingsley and Nalume. It's been an exciting evening reading your chats. Okay. Okay, so the feedback is that only one person is from each of the groups. Please, Ebechidi is one person that's from Masters, Alphas. So none of your members are in attendance. We may need to drop them from the program. So you need to reach out to them. If they are not serious.
I'll reach out to them.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Because if they cannot attend orientation, then there's work to their deliverables is already outlined and they are not here. That's not a good sign. The other group, Alphas, how many people are here?
No, just Alpha. This is Alphas. I'm the only one in Alphas.
Alpha, that's Okiroro?
No.
Onyeka, oh, okay.
It's Masters.
Okay, Master, Christian Efone and who is available? What, we got an email from you, Christian, isn't it? Was it Christian? Okay, it was Charles Victor. So what's happening to your group, Christian?
I think I saw a couple of them online. I don't know what happened, like El Nathan, Dr. Brake, they were all online a couple of minutes ago. I don't know, maybe they exited.
Okay, you need to reach out to them because I'm going to the back end now and we're going to start rating them right away for not,
But sorry, just
you know, we've had
an
enough
observation.
time asking you to set up your groups.
Can I?
Yes.
There was an observation I saw. Initially, at the point we got a mail from FI putting us into a work group. I think my own particular work group were about 7 of us. But we formed a group actually, and we've been interacting. We actually nominated somebody as working group president, and I think she sent a mail to FI. But I'm surprised seeing now that it's like there was a reshuffling and